Okay, I'd like to call the Dover Select Board meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. There's somebody on the meeting by the name of Hadley. Could Hadley identify who you are? Hadley. Hi.
Hi.
What's your last name, Hadley?
Andrew.
Andrew. Okay, we need it for the minutes that you're attending, so that's a procedure that we always do. Now you can go back to, if you don't want to have relative, but yeah. When
Okay.
for a public meeting, we need to know everybody, even the people on Zoom. So thank you for identifying yourself.
Thank you.
Public comments. Chief Johnson.
Yes, so a conversation with my liaison, she said I should just inform the board that at the next select board meeting, I'm gonna have on the agenda discussion of whether or not the police department should charge the Chamber of Commerce for our services during the year. We've never done it in the past. So it's a topic that's going to get brought up, so you can start thinking about it now, and we'll be on the agenda for this board meeting.
Will you have any materials that you can send us in advance, like how much you can get normally, how many hours you put in, what the full cost be? That would be very useful.
Doing that right now, but yeah.
No, we don't need it.
But yeah, it'll be, I can send it to you, I just mentioned, yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send it to us. It's going to have it in material.
Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. Anything else? So I have two changes of the agenda on the agenda under new business. The Ridge Trail parking lot discussion is being postponed till the next meeting because the representative could not attend. And then in its place, we're gonna put the situation with the daycare playground entry shed, which has had some issues. So we will put that in place of the Ridge Trail discussion. Yes.
So I showed up hoping that that I would just not say anything and leave after the item for the Ridge Project parking lot. But I wanted to be here just in case there was discussion or you had questions or whatever. If you're confident that there won't be any questions or discussion, I'll leave.
No, I've been asked to pull that out of the agenda.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, that's good. You're still welcome today.
I know, and I'd love to, but.
I thought when you walked in here. Thank you, Vinnie. Thanks, Andrew. So any other comments for this evening? All right, next we have police approve the special traffic regulation for Blueberry Parade on July 29.
So this is something you guys done every year that we've had the Blueberry Parade. And it's just basically allowing people to do what is necessary. And I need that to send up to the state of Vermont and get the parade to shut off during the time. So if you guys can do that, sign that, that'd be great.
Okay, so I make a motion that the board signs the special traffic regulation request for the Blueberry Parade.
You guys want to wrestle them? All right. Any discussion? We'll have a discussion about the cost of it next week. All in favor? Aye. Okay, anything else? That was 2 words. We'll let everybody finish signing and then we'll move on. Thank you. Next, we have the assessor has requested a 30-day extension to file the 2023 grand list. You can do that.
Yeah, so this is more or less a request from the state property valuation and review due to the situation with the new Grand Lift software that I've actually been working in, but the state, there's some glitches, so they decided to go back to the way we've always lodged, which is through the NIMRIC program and the homestead declarations and current use has not been downloaded to us yet at all. Homestead, I've just got a boatload of downloads from each program. So now there's glitches. There's some here that are missing from here. It's hard to explain. So it's possible that we won't need this, but just as a insurance, I'm putting in the request and asking the chairperson to sign it. If the rest of the board agrees. And I don't know if you have any other questions, just in where the grand list is currently at, which it's certainly talking about. If anyone's curious.
This was like a standard form that you filled out.
It is, yeah, it came right off. They sent it right from the state.
Is there any discussion about the postponement?
Make a motion that we authorize the chair to sign the grand list extension request, 30-day extension request.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go, Linda.
Great, thank you very much.
Anything else for us?
So far, so good.
Okay, we're moving on to new business. We're gonna discuss the dates of employee reviews, which means two dates, one where the board puts together the reviews and the other when we actually do the reviews with department heads. So this should happen in June. So does Friday morning work for everybody? Not great for you, right? What's the earliest you can do that? What's the earliest hour you could do? I can do 1 o'clock on Friday. Friday a good day, or would you rather it be another day?
I'm closed on Thursday, so you can worry about Thursday. Anytime.
After 1 o'clock, it's fine. So he didn't vote on that. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. He wasn't here to go.
That's it.
Okay, so we're talking about employee reviews, we need 2 meetings. Both of which are gonna take a few hours. So for employees, is Thursday afternoon a viable time for? Travis is, yeah, better than Friday, right?
Better than- I'm with him, better than Friday.
Better than Friday. Okay. How do either the 1st, the 8th, or the 15th? I understand Joe's gonna be away these last 2 weeks of June. So we can do the 1st and the 15th, the 8th and the 15th, the 1st and the 8th. I mean, no, any 2 of those 30 at 1 o'clock. And it will probably go till at least to about 4 for the employee part of it, because we have so many people to go through it. It depends on how fast we could do, maybe in 2 hours. Reviews. Between 2 and 3 hours. Linda?
Last year, I was able to get put off a week or so. That's right around, depending on when the grand list is lodged, mind you, that would put right at grievance time.
The 1st, the 8th, or the 15th? Would it be the 8th or the 15th?
The 15th probably like within that week of preparation, if there are grievances.
Well, I really,
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
well, and I really want to have, I want to have a full board, so that's important to me.
So the first meeting.
Does that work for everybody? Get it done early?
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock at the Dover Town Hall, June 1st and June 8th. First suggest the board, second will be scheduled times for department heads. That work? It's done then.
I have another question.
Hold on, this is,
So. I don't know what this is, but we have something at 4, but if we do it now, I'm kind of leave at 3:30
which day is that?
on June 1st.
That one won't take the full, but you will be done. You'll be done. Good with everybody here, good with the department head? Awesome. All right, yeah, that's well, the self reviews, we need to have by June 1st, so we need to get them in a day or two before, so we can get copies.
Where's the town hall, right?
Yep. So,
So maybe,
May 30th,
which is the day after Memorial Day.
Wednesday.
Well, the 31st is Wednesday, the 30th is Tuesday, which is Memorial Day is the 29th.
Let's give them till 4 o'clock on the 31st. Mm-hmm. 1 o'clock, go to town hall. All right, Linda, you have another question?
I do, I
Bless you.
like to request
Bless you.
that we get the opportunity to have your reviews on us prior to our time.
Before your time slot.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't seem, I don't know how anyone else feels like it's a written review. It would just be nice to have a little time to think of responses. That just seems fair.
I'm gonna have to do some research on this. I don't think that's how it works, but I don't, it's not a rebuttal, it's take it in and then, you know, you come back. I don't see that as a need, but if you want to, and I don't just want, that's fine, you know. Yeah, I don't.
Well, we're doing this in a very fast time period, which lots of times. Because Sarah tends to take the minutes, the notes, has to rewrite things so that the time you get, there's a lot to it, so.
Understood.
We will see what we can do. I can't guarantee because this is one region. Obviously, all of us have jobs too, so as you guys do. That makes sense?
I'm just, I guess I'm just curious what you feel having the review in ahead of time would benefit you, because when we write our responses to your review, we may use a shorthand that we can communicate verbally, but if you want to speak in writing, that means a lot more writing ahead of time.
That's true.
And so at this point, I mean, it's something under consideration at this short notice. I don't know that it's gonna happen. So I will take back what I just said. We will see you all on the 8th. And get your time slot requests in early. So that you can accommodate those who really are leaving or something for the weekend or whatever. Next, we're gonna look to change our first meeting of July, which happens to fall on the 4th of July, because it's Tuesday. I will not be here that entire week. I'm in France, so it doesn't matter what time you choose to meet.
I make a request that we just skip that meeting and just do it, if that would work. I mean, that's not here, I don't think it would be the end of the world.
And not make it up and try to just go on the 18th.
Sure.
Even the select board needs a vacation.
Well, the Deerfield Valley News will not be published in that week. And no, I'm serious, first time ever. Yeah.
I know.
Well, we could have, I mean, if there's anything that needs to be signed, we can call a meeting just for the purposes of signing some documents, if that was necessary.
If it comes up,
I'm not saying it's going to, I'm just saying that would be the only reason we have to have a meeting before the 18th.
you know, signing off on the bills are all paid before you sign off on them, so it's a matter of going through the steps, you know, always. We wouldn't have. Well, we could, you know, all liquor permits and things.
Like I said, it's just if that would be the only reason that we need to have a meeting, and if that were the case, we know in advance, and we can plan something and just do that part.
Or it could even be a Zoom.
Yeah.
That's,
So, okay, so we will leave that for, we'll plan not to meet that week and hopefully not have a meeting the next week, but.
We'll schedule, we're planning on one meeting.
Okay, all right. Now, we're gonna talk about the daycare shed that is the breezeway storage area between the playground and the main classroom and Kids in the Country. Travis.
So Jeanette and I had found out about this from Kids in the Country daycare right after our last board meeting on the 3rd or 2nd of May. And so that gave me some time. I met with Dave, we went over, looked at it. Decided, you know, the state had given the daycare or recommended the option of having somebody paint it or remove the siding and re-side it, which I then told Dave, we have some leftover siding from previous projects of that smart siding that we had used before. Let's use that. And he thought that was a great idea. And so we attempted to move forward with that. The structure is just terrible. The wall, it needs way more than siding. The framework is bad. Underneath of it, like there's a floor built above the ground that I don't know what's even under there for footing. It's a rickety structure, but you know, when the rest of the roof got standing seam on it, that did too. So basically, I'm looking for the board to give me the approval to seek out some contractors and get an estimate and on getting this done. In the meantime, the state has requested that something be done by the end of May.
The end of May?
Yeah. If they only gave the daycare a month, but they said a resolve would be to either wrap that in plastic or cordon off, fence off the area so that the kids stayed away from it and used a different door from now on. Until we got situated here.
Sarah.
Do they have another way out of the building without going into the parking lot?
They do. They can go out into the main hallway by the library, or they can go out through the other room.
That's what I meant. If
Yes.
they go out into the hallway, they've got to go out into the parking lot.
Into that parking lot or into the other.
But they can come through the other room. Okay, so there is another option.
There is other means of egress. Yeah,
Remember, you were involved in it.
yeah.
But it's been a while.
And that shed was there when my children were there and when Sarah's children were there. It's been there a long time. I'm not surprised.
Right.
It does serve an important function, I have to say, because in the winter, when kids are going to the playground with their snowsuits on and everything. You just can't open the door into the classroom and let the kids, you know, just go all out, because then all the wind and the snow comes in too. So it is a buffer. It's also used for storage of sleds and toys.
Gear.
Yeah,
Kid gear.
so, yeah, I think it is a function. We are the landlord, and I certainly don't want any liability issues. Other people,
Used to be rebuilt.
Yeah, I would say recording it off for now and then getting some proposals and figure out what we're gonna be up against is reasonable.
Everybody good with that? Joe?
I would just ask that, you know, when they give you proposals, the different companies, they have different approaches.
Mhm.
So for their bids to include a fairly specific description of what they would include, not just rebuild, but
Yeah,
so that we can compare them.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, we'll look forward to hopefully getting some reasonable bids.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, not this time.
Thank you. Economic development, I see Eric is here with us tonight, and Shannon as well. Filling in, so we have the signage program application for Country Farm Bakery. Is this you, Eric?
I will, yeah. So we got the application, it's complete. We have everything we need from her. The permit was approved today as well. So we'd like to go ahead and approve the submission through the signage program.
So this request is for $697.50 from our signage program. Do you know when they're gonna open?
The original goal was Mother's Day, I believe. I think she's obviously pushed that back a little bit. So I will look for an update, but it was Mother's Day, I think. So any day now, I'm guessing.
Awesome.
It's our mountain style hair salon today.
Any comments?
Yay.
And more equipment delivery to that, more baking, that's on paper.
Nice.
More baked goods.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the signage program application for Country Farm Bakery in the amount of $697.50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. All right. Okay, unanimous. Thank you, Eric. Anything else? Thank you. We are moving to the consent agenda. We need to approve the minutes of May 2nd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 2nd, 2023.
Second. Any corrections or changes required? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Do we have an amount on the warrants?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. So approve the warrants for May 13th, 2023 in the amount of $6,035,600.58, which includes $5,930,768.21 to the state education fund. So we really only have about $37,000 in warrants.
I make a motion that we approve the warrants for $6,035,600.58. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. FYI, the planning commission meets May 22nd at 6:30 p.m. So BT Southern Vermont Summit at the Hermitage Club is on May 23rd. I know some people here are attending, right? Open mic night, May 31st at 6 p.m. Joint public meeting of the planning commission and the select board on June 12th, which is a Monday night at 6:30 p.m. at the town hall with the region. And we have the travel recommended meeting on June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Yeah, this is about the grant that we have received and moving forward with our revision of the town plan.
Wyndham Regional's going to be doing a presentation on kind of with the rise of the town plan and how they are going to proceed in assisting us with rewriting maps.
And their presentation is between 60 and 90 minutes, and it was not going to work in the regular select board meeting. Don't look so happy. So then any other FYIs?
The library is looking, well, they have two potential candidates for trustees, but they are still open to other people if they're interested in being part of our awesome library.
Don't they have to legally post those? Like
They are, I'm pretty sure they are, so they're posted there. We put it in the paper.
But he doesn't memorize word by word.
Okay. Liaison reports.
The police department has something to report, rather than you trying to get me to understand what he was explaining, I'm just gonna let him tell you.
And so since Mike did most of the research on it, I'm deferring to him.
I have no one else to look to. Regarding selling the cruiser that's being decommissioned. We thought we had someone locally buying it, some other department that fell through. So we were looking at municipal, as everyone has kind of discussed. But due to the lackluster sales currently on municipal, I can go into detail on why. We've decided to put it up for bid like we have in the past, for auction out front. We haven't really discussed the minimum bid yet, but that is our plan as of now moving forward to get rid of that.
Neither sheriff department, bank.
Now, the only thing I need to know, tonight, so. The Wyndham County Sheriff was interested in it back in a while ago, and then they decided to go new when I asked. For the sheriff's departments all email to see if any of them were interested in it. They did it for me. This was like 2 months ago and got no response. I may try to put it out to other chiefs, but other chiefs has done that and nobody's ever done it. So, you know, like Mike said, what he's told me this a bit is just, it'd probably be a waste of time. So I think at this point, we're just gonna try selling it outright first, and if not, then we'll come up with something. Unless, I brought it up years ago, another time, unless the board thinks, but I think most of the town employees prefer to use their own vehicles. You know, to go to the schools and trainings and stuff like that. Most of the town is, you know, wants to try that again, getting rid of the cruisers.
Well, Rich, you would need to know the condition,
Yeah, to try and maintain something like that would be worthwhile for the amount of times it be used.
Yeah.
If an employee wants to rent a car from Enterprise, because they're going up to upstate for them, pick it up and then not drive your own car, that would be.
No, I get it. I just threw it out because, yeah, in the summertime, it could be slow at our office, but in the wintertime, I'd say no, because it'd be in the ratings and the plowing, so. I just threw that out there, just I think it would be years ago, because years ago it was not.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Then hearing none, we're gonna go into a brief executive session to try to schedule a meeting with the public. To meet our candidate for the police chief and the question and answer, get together kind of thing. So. We're gonna do that tonight, right after this meeting, try to figure out the time.
So I'm looking to adjourn at 6:58.
Let's go into executive session.
Oh, we can go into executive.
Right, in a second,
Oh, yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.